Welcome to the 8th episode of Cruz Boxing Scorecard. This is your boy Cruz, aka Crucito el Vago.
What's up, everybody? It's Henry. And don't forget to like, share, and follow.
So we're recording this episode on September 2nd. We're going to be talking about a couple of fights that already happened in the past. The first topic we're going to be talking about is that Vergil Ortiz fight. Happened on August 10th against Bohachuck. Bohachuck lost by decision, but Ortiz couldn't believe it. He could not knock this man down.
No.
He couldn't even. His perfect record of 20 wins with 20 knockouts now is 21 wins with 20 knockouts. It's pretty good, but the problem is, for me, might be his toughest fight of his career. He finally went the distance, 12 rounds, and he hit the canvas twice.
Yeah.
Twice. The crazy part, the Athletic Commission has started using the replay. Okay? They started looking at replays, and on the first round, Vergil Ortiz got hit, and he went down. He touched the canvas, right? But the ref called it a slip, which was crazy, right? Because I thought it was a knockdown. I know it didn't hurt Ortiz, but it wasn't.
Neither knockdown hurt Ortiz.
No, neither one. He got knocked down in the first and then the 8th, right? But then between the 4th and 5th round, the commission starts talking to the ref and saying, "Oh, we hit it on the replay. We rechecked it, and we're gonna call it a knockdown." Crazy stuff.
Never seen it.
This replay stuff is going to change the game.
Change the game completely.
Henry,
which then they'll probably announce Mayweather's knockdown from years ago.
No, imagine.
Yo, then I'll be like, it's tarnished. He's no longer the greatest.
He hit the canvas. Henry, what do you think about the fight?
I thought Vergil Ortiz was kicking his ass in the beginning. I was like, okay, he's got it in the bag. There's no question about it. And then when I saw that they took away like the first round, I was like, okay, so now it's, because when they announced it, I was like, okay, he's already winning the 5th round. So it was going to be like, oh, he's got all 5 rounds. So now he did it. So I was like, okay. But Bohachuck, my bad. He did great, I think, meaning like, bro, he caught him like off balance, which caused him that second knockdown. And then, bro, he was, to be honest with you, like, I think he just had more flame left than Ortiz in the championship rounds. Like, you could tell Ortiz was like shot. He was exhausted. Yeah. His power punches weren't really there. I think there should be a rematch.
That'd be a great rematch.
I think there should be a rematch for that, because I think Bohachuck could possibly take it.
You know, it was a super close fight. I think it was very hard to kind of judge. Bohachuck won a few rounds. Let me show you what the judges had it. Max DeLuca had it 113, a tie. David Sutherland and Steve Weisfeld both had it 114-112 for Ortiz. So he won in majority decision. But again, you know, I think his punches did hurt Bohachuck, but did not do the job. You know, I'll give it to Bohachuck. What a tough fighter, man. This guy's got a chin.
And a body, because he was getting hit with body shots, too. Yep.
Crazy stuff. I was mad respect for Bohachuck. I'd love to see him more at 154. Who do you think Vergil Ortiz should fight next, Henry?
I said it. Bohachuck.
Oh, yeah. Bohachuck.
I think it should be a rematch, but, you know, because now I feel like that weight division, 154, is stacked now. Because you got Errol Spence, you got Crawford, and then you got these guys, and there's a whole list of other guys too. So it's like, it's kind of crazy to think about, like, that we were talking about this like a few weeks ago, that, you know, the light welterweight division stacked. Now it's like, okay, not so much, but like, even if so, it's like there's so much going on in that weight division now.
Yeah.
Right? You got Fundora,
right? Yeah. And he's been called to be Crawford's mandatory now. Mm-hmm. Fundora is supposed to fight Errol Spence. I guess negotiations did not pan out.
Nope.
Or something happened. Now, mandatory Fundora, Crawford. That will be a great fight.
Yeah.
I think Crawford would definitely take it. But yeah, keep going, Henry.
So other than that, let's start with the next fight. We got Pacheco versus
Verselecki.
Sulecki.
This happened on Saturday, just a couple days ago, on August 31st. Pacheco, 168er, very young dude, young guy. He won by knockout in the 6th round by a body shot, clean body shot. Sulecki went down and couldn't get back up even after the 10 count.
Yeah.
Henry, what do you think about the fight?
Dude's tall, man. Pacheco's tall. Yeah. I think he's like 6'5" or a little bit taller than that.
Yeah, I think he might be 6'4", but yeah,
so
close.
Guy's a big dude, man, and it's just pause. Pause. He's a big guy, so it's like honestly, I think we're gonna see a lot more fights out of him. He's not as hard heavy hitting as like other people that are in his height or weight division. Look, like I think Benavidez would mop the floor with this kid.
Without a doubt, I agree.
So there's a lot of work that needs to get done, and I feel like even if like let's say like this is just an example, if Fundora were to, because I believe they were at what weight division? They were at middleweight, super middleweight, 168.
So it's
Fundora can move up to that weight division because he's just as tall, as big as these guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, honestly, I feel like Pacheco, I don't know who his next fight could be because it's like that weight division has got some heavy hitters already in that are way out of his class. Like,
yeah, so. I agree. I think Pacheco definitely has talent. He's a young rising star. He definitely had one of the toughest fights in this fight of Sulecki. Sulecki only had 2 losses beforehand, and one of them was against Danny Jacobs, and the second was against Andrade. I think he has the talent if he has patience and he doesn't go for the big fishes right now, because in that weight division we got Canelo Alvarez, undisputed. You have Caleb Plant in that division. You have Berlanga. You have Munguia. These fighters that are all young except for Canelo. Canelo's the king in this division, but these young fighters, I feel like he wouldn't do great against Munguia, and I'd love to see him fight Munguia because Munguia is nice, but Pacheco's nice too. I think that's what he should go for. They were talking about him fighting Canelo. I don't think so. I think everyone needs to fight Caleb Plant in that division and see what happens after that. But
maybe Demetrius Andrade. Maybe that could be the next fight.
Maybe.
I'm just thinking about it, and it's like I don't know. I want to see him fight more. I haven't seen much of him, so
agreed.
He's just a big dude, and it's like okay. I guess it's just like these giants are just because these guys can go as high as heavyweight. If you talk
6'4". I mean,
6'4" is ridiculous.
You look at Usyk. Usyk's like 6'3". So you have these guys who are like 3 weight divisions smaller than
4 to be exact. It's 4 weight divisions.
You have heavyweight, cruiserweight, light heavyweight,
and then you got
between. Yeah. So I mean, but for that, Usyk is 6'3". So for him to fight someone in that height, you can gain some weight, and it's good to show because if he grows, right? If he grows, he could grow up into, a light heavyweight. He could once he holds his ground at super middleweight, he could go to light heavyweight. He could go to cruiserweight. I don't know about heavyweight, but yeah, I think Diego Pacheco, we should keep an eye out for him. He's an up and coming star, like I said before. Henry, let's change the topic. Let's go to what do you think about this Mayweather exhibitions that they have?
Whack. Whack. Who's paying for that, bro?
I don't know, man. I'm not paying.
I just know that Mayweather was like over this ref and kicked him out, and then he got a new ref.
I've never seen that.
Which because it's
not commissioned.
It's not real.
It's not that. It's not.
It's not real. It doesn't matter.
No, that's true. That's true. Matter. That's true. These exhibitions are
garbage.
They're fun. They're fun and games for some individuals. I mean, for me, I'm not a big fan of exhibitions. I don't. I'd rather see an amateur fight rather than an exhibition fight because there's no rules kind of like this. Like what I'm saying with Mayweather, he apparently he was throwing around this right hook, and Gotti was putting down his head, right, and while he's putting down his head, the right hook was skidding and hitting him in the back. Gotti was complaining. The ref came in, warned him one time, back of the head, and then Mayweather got upset. He's like, get out of here. He's like, nah, nah, nah. And then he was like, you gotta go. And then they replaced him. Like, you never seen that shit in my life. I've never seen it in my life in a pro fight. But that's all. I mean, I'm not a big fan of exhibitions. That's why. But
I wish we could do that with boxing dads. You know what I mean? Nah, I don't want to fight you no more. I want to fight you pops.
right or something like
Because crazy boxing dads like Bernalga's dad.
Bernalgas, Bernalgas.
Yeah.
Nah, man. I think that yeah. You know what we should do? You know what I'd watch? I'd pay to watch exhibitions about these dads fighting each other. Like if
I'd pay money
right,
for
right,
that.
right. No,
I'd
no.
pay
So
money for that.
if the sons fought each other, that means the dads need to fight each other in an exhibition, and they could do like undercard. Some shit like that. That'd be fun to watch. I'd pay for that, but none of this
fighting at the weigh-in.
Facts. So I wanna give a couple shout outs for a couple of our followers who commented in our episode 7. We have at Elvis Sibanda 7663 saying, "Hello, gentlemen. I'd like to think that a win is a win, regardless of whether it's a unanimous or knockout. The other thing, age might be catching up to him, but his journey to this fight is awesome." I think Elvis is talking about the Crawford fight and how he didn't look as great compared to his other fights. But, again, he's moving up in weight. I do, agree a win is a win, whether it be unanimous decision, knockout, majority, split. It don't matter. A win's a win except for a tie.
Unless you're Ryan Garcia.
John at John Henry Chris 6973. Bud needs to stay at 154. Canelo will kill him. What do you think about that, Henry?
I don't think he would kill him, to be honest. But I know after this fight, he's like, oh, yeah, I can't go up to 168. Like, let's call it for what it is. But Canelo can go down to 160 and meet him at 160.
I agree.
Which then I'd be okay. Let's see how that goes. But I think the Prince called it off. Was like, yeah, I'm not gonna back that fight because you just proved yourself that you didn't do as well as we all thought you were gonna do at this fight. But you know what? He still got the dub, right? So I call it that. He just needs to fight Fundora and then rematch Errol Spence. That's what I want to see. What I want to see.
Yeah.
At 154.
Yeah. No, I agree with John Henry Chris. That Bud needs to stay at 154, only because I want to see him be undisputed, and I want him to be a 3-time undisputed world champion. I don't know.
Nobody's ever done that. Either.
Nobody. That'll be history, right? But I don't think Canelo would kill him. The thing is this, by saying that, I think we're taking away from how tough Madrimov is. We have to remember how tough this man was. He went 12 rounds with Crawford. He was eating punches. He got hurt. And he's a tough fighter. Crawford has said it even before the fight happened that he's great. He's a great fighter. But I agree he does need to stay at 154, but for selfish reasons. We got at Sean Coggins Inc. 7997. Crawford at 154 is going to kill 100%.
I agree.
100%.
I 100% agree.
He's going to kill.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to kill Fundora. Not kill. No, I'll take that back. He's going to win. Dominate against everyone at 154. Yep. And we're going to see something very special. Yep. Very special. Talk about Crawford. We were kind of mentioned that Crawford has to mandatory against Fundora. We'll see what happens. We'll see what the judges think about that. Moving on.
Okay, let's move on. So what we're talking about is September 14th, T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas, Nevada. We're talking about Canelo Alvarez versus Edgar Berlanga, right? You can watch it on Amazon Prime pay-per-view. What are our predictions, Alex?
I believe Canelo is in it to hurt Berlanga now. If anyone has seen any of the interviews, any of the podcasts they jump on, Berlanga's talking a lot of smoke. And once Canelo gets it in his head that he's going to hurt you, he's going to hurt you. He's not going to play with you. He's going to hurt you like he did to Billy Joe Saunders when he broke his face.
Oh, that's right.
You know, people don't understand. This guy has literally carried fights. I remember when he fought Julio Cesar Chavez, he didn't even sit down between rounds. He didn't even sit down between rounds. Against Caleb Plant, he fought him. I don't think he was in there to hurt him, but he did get a knockdown win. But I think he's gonna knock him out. I would say in the fifth round, he's gonna knock him out with a body punch. Henry, what are your predictions?
Well, I think Bernaga is just talking all the smack because he's scared and he's just there. It's a money grab, bro. You know what I mean? It's like Canelo needs another fight. Berlanga's got 22 fights. Yeah, he's hurting guys, but like to compare himself as Canelo, nah, that's not it. So I think ever since you got to think about this. Like he's just talking smack on the interview, and then he just starts calling up Caleb Plant, right? And I was like, okay. And then Canelo goes like, nah, I got you, dog. Now I got cruel intentions against this guy. So I personally believe that Canelo is gonna toy with him, and then he's probably gonna knock him out in the 8th or 9th.
In the 8th or 9th. Right.
That's what I've been seeing from him. I haven't seen him really knock anybody out since before that. Like once you hit that past that 8th round, he's like, okay, this guy's either tired or it's time for me to call it a night because I want to go home. So let's clean it up.
What does Canelo have to do to win?
He just stays with his same game plan that he always does. Head movement with the counter. Hit him with the hard counter. That's really it. Because, Berlanga's saying he's got no IQ, but that's not true.
Which I don't agree with.
Ever since I saw the Jacobs fight versus Canelo with the head movement and just not getting touched, I was like, there's no way anybody's going to touch this guy.
True. So, I agree. And I agree. Sorry about that. Right. We got pets. We got some pets in there in my apartment right now, causing ruckus. All right, so I'm gonna play devil's advocate. What does Berlanga need to do to win? Right? Y'all already know my prediction. But if Berlanga needs to win, he needs to take a page out of Valenzuela's book. When he fought Pitbull a couple weeks ago. He needs to keep the distance. He needs to make the punches miss. He needs to attack when there's openings, and he needs to run and hit at the same time.
You're talking about stick and move.
Stick and move. You're not gonna win by KO, Berlanga. There's no way. You don't have the power to knock this man out.
He's got the strongest chin in boxing right now. I'm sorry.
When he fought Gennady Golovkin on all those fights, I seen him eat punches and come back unaffected, shaking it off. I couldn't believe how strong his chin is. Both of their chins. Yeah. But his chin is super strong, so you're not going to...
I don't see anybody knocking him or even hitting the canvas. But you know what? If Berlanga's got it, bro, surprise us.
Yeah, no,
you know what I mean? But
yeah,
I just don't see
we don't see it.
I don't see it.
But yeah, that's what our predictions are, man. I think that's what Berlanga needs to do to win. He needs to really focus in on not trying to knock a man out because this man's got the chin of...
You have to realize Canelo's got more knockouts than he has fights.
He's experienced.
Almost double.
He's experienced.
So let's call for that.
Yeah, yeah.
Come on.
That's true. That's true. And I got some news for some of my boxing aficionados out there that use Boxing Rec. BoxRec has officially dropped WBA as a title in all of their analytics. So from the grapevine, WBA has partnered with Fight Facts. And this is another analytical company for boxing info. And I think Fight Facts got their hands caught in the cookie jar, taking images and information from BoxRec. So BoxRec has cut ties with WBA. You go into their info, you'll notice every WBA champion doesn't have that title under their names anymore. Crazy stuff. Henry, you got anything else that you want to add?
I do, actually, because I just want to bring up Munguia fighting the Friday after the 14th.
Oh, right, yeah.
In Arizona. And you can watch that on ESPN Plus. So I believe it's the Friday after. So what we're talking here is September 20th. Okay, so that's going to be a great middleweight fight too. So we've got that, and then I think right after that we're gonna have the following day we've got a big fight. We got Daniel Dubois versus Anthony Joshua. This is in England, Wembley Stadium, UK. You know what I mean?
So UK versus UK. Let's go.
That's gonna be it,
Henry. So even though we don't really want to talk about that, but I think Anthony Joshua fighting Daniel Dubois. People watch their face to face. It's on I think it's on HBO. Oh no, it's on DAZN.
It's on DAZN.
It's on DAZN. Their face to face is crazy. There is so much beef. There's so much beef. I think Danny Dubois is a strong fighter. He's gonna come in. He's gonna come in hard. But you know, here we got a veteran coming off one of the best knockouts I've seen so far this year.
Yeah.
Against Ngannou. Anthony Joshua ain't no joke right now, people. He ain't no joke. Danny Dubois needs to be careful. Don't be. You could be barking all you want, but when it comes down to that square circle, you better have your business together, man.
Yeah. So other than that, I've got nothing else to say.
All right, sweet, man. I think we could wrap it up here. I want to thank everyone for joining us today in our podcast. Remember to like, subscribe, share, tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell your cousins, tell everybody. Peace.